Of course our journalists aren't corrupt. Our journalists are hard-working people who strive for impartiality, and I will stand by their journalism.
The head of the BBC and the British broadcaster's top news executive both resigned Sunday after criticism of the way the organization edited a speech by U.S. President Donald Trump. The BBC said Director General Tim Davie and new CEO Deborah had both decided to leave the corporation. Britain's publicly funded national broadcaster has been criticized for editing a speech Trump made on January 6, 2021, before protesters attacked the Capitol in Washington. Critics said the way the speech was edited for a BBC documentary last year was misleading and cut out a section where Trump said he wanted supporters to demonstrate peacefully. A clip of the BBC Panorama episode, shared by the Daily Telegraph, appears to show different parts of Trump's speech edited into one quote. In the episode, Trump is shown saying, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell." According to video and a transcript from Trump's comments that day, he said, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them." Nearly an hour later, Trump used the phrase, "we fight like hell," toward the end of his speech, but without referencing the Capitol.
"We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women."
In a letter to staff, Davie said quitting the job after 5 years was entirely his decision. Turnus said the controversy about the Trump documentary has reached a stage where it is causing damage to the BBC.
I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as the CEO of BBC News and to work with our brilliant team of journalists. I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted news provider.
Trump posted a link to a Daily Telegraph story about the speech editing on his Truth Social network, thanking the newspaper for exposing corrupt journalists, calling it a terrible thing for democracy. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt reacted on X, posting a screen grab of an article headlined, "Trump goes to war with fake news BBC," beside another about Davie's resignation with the words "shot" and "chaser." Pressure on the broadcaster's top executives has been growing since the Telegraph published parts of a dossier compiled by Michael Prescott, who had been hired to advise the BBC on standards and guidelines. As well as the Trump edit, it criticized the BBC's coverage of transgender issues and raised concerns of anti-Israel bias in the BBC's Arabic service. BBC has also been criticized from all angles over its coverage of the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. In February, the BBC removed a documentary about Gaza from its streaming service after it emerged that the child narrator was the son of an official in the Hamas-led government.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now World.